everyone, and welcome to my vlog Discovery with me, Glory. I hope you've been watching and enjoying the other vlogs we've had so far. Today I thought we'd talk about something a bit personal. Well, not really personal. Something happened yesterday, right? So a friend of mine on social media was celebrating like a really major achievement, and I felt so jealous. Like, part of me was like, Glory, why are you feeling this way? I started questioning my life. Glory, what have you done? I was like, God, when is my own turn going to come? And all of that. And I think that sometimes, like, okay, I'm not like I'm blaming social media, right? But sometimes I think that social media amplifies competition. So like when you were in secondary school, well, it was about who came first in class and all of that. And then it became about who was the first one to go to university, or in some cases, who was the first one to travel abroad. But now, you know, competition is a whole different thing. Who drives the best car, who drives this, who works where, who has more money, all of that. But then, you know, so it's clear that we live in a highly competitive world or environment. So how do you live in that world and not be competitive? So that's what today's vlog is about. It's about how not to compete. I guess your first question is going to be, well, if we live in a competitive world, why shouldn't I be competing? Well, I guess for me, it's because there's no point in comparing yourself to other people. For me, I believe that comparing yourself, when you're comparing, compare yourself to yourself. You should always aim to be a better person. Be better than the person you were yesterday and keep improving yourself. Because the truth is, when you compare yourself to someone else, you don't have the full picture of that other person. And more importantly, the person might have different ambitions, a different purpose, different everything from you. So why are you comparing? It's like comparing an apple to an orange. Yes, they are both fruits, but they're completely different on the inside. So anyway, enough chats. Let me get to the cocoa. So here are my thoughts on how to not be competitive. So this is going to sound a bit repetitive, but the first one is know who you are and what you want. Yes, I know I'm always telling people to know who they are. But if you don't know who you are, how will you know what you want? And if you don't know what you want, that means you're always going to be chasing after something that you might not necessarily need because you don't want it, right? So the first thing is to address your lane. Know that, okay, me, I studied computer sciences. Somebody else studied law. So if the person becomes a company secretary, don't be angry. You follow your own Cisco and all of that path. I know that's a bit of, people can change careers and everything, but it's just an example. Like, identify your own lane. Know what you want out of life, right? So that way, you won't be comparing yourself to somebody else, to an actress or somebody else who do something completely different from what you're doing, right? Okay. And the second part is planning. Yes, plan. Have a plan. So, okay, you want to be whoever. How are you going to achieve that? If you want to build, you know, you want to have a savings plan, you want to start a new business, you want to open a new store, whatever the case is, or you want to be the best in your career, have a plan. How are you going to achieve that? And then don't get distracted. There's so much distractions. There's always a new trend. There's always somebody else who seems to be doing something in a better way. Yes, we can learn from other people, but it's very important to design your own path in life and decide, okay, you know, my name is Glory, this is what I'm going to do to achieve this, as opposed to looking at somebody else, right? So I think it's very important when you have a plan, it helps you to stay in your lane. So for example, my friend who was celebrating on social media, she's a designer. So why, when you think about this, Glory Dosian, why were you now envious? Her goals are completely different from mine. And that doesn't make her goals any less or mine any less. They're just completely different. So when you are able to decide what you want for yourself and know how you want to follow it, then when somebody else is celebrating their achievement, you can be genuinely happy for them. So I think for me now, I was able to take a step back and actually, you know, send my friend like a congratulatory message and be like, you know, I'm really happy for you. And, you know, I think another thing is sometimes, and this is like my third tip is, you have to realize that you don't have the sole proprietorship on God's blessings. Like, God is blessing everybody. Do you understand? He can't always be blessing. Yes, he will bless you, but he's entitled to, other people are entitled to God's blessings as well. So, you know, don't feel down or depressed when somebody else, you know, just had a baby and maybe you're waiting to have your own child. You know, your own time is coming. Always try and be genuinely happy for people, because people too are praying to God for their own blessings. So when they get it, be happy for them, knowing that yours is coming as well. And then another thing I did with my friend was, I asked her, how did you do it? So yes, I've already said, oh, have a plan. She's in a completely different sector from me. But I also had to ask her, okay, how were you able to achieve X, Y, Z? Because that's very important. Sometimes we just, we envy people or we feel slightly jealous and we say, oh, I'm happy for you, and we just move away. But sometimes you can actually learn. So, what were you able to do? What did you do to be able to get or attain these goals? And when she shared them with me, I could see ways that I could improve myself. So sometimes we can also be, as opposed to being jealous about people's successes, we can also be inspired by them and also learn from them. But then the most important thing about learning how not to compete is to continually improve yourself. I cannot stress this enough. So that when other people are celebrating success, you can celebrate with them, knowing that you are taking the necessary steps to achieve success in your own life. So those are my thoughts on competition. But what about you? Have you ever felt like you're in a competitive or maybe jealous situation? Or do you think competition is actually necessary? And I'm just talking rubbish. It's good to be competitive, and it's through competition that we thrive and become better. So, let me know. Put your comments in the comment section. Send me an email on glory@inspiredbyglory.com. But also, please, please, please like our YouTube channel and also visit our blog, inspiredbyglory.com. I hope you're enjoying watching the vlogs. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what other topics you'd like for us to discuss. And see you next time. Bye.